Today we're going to be talking about all of the shit that I wish I knew 6 years ago when I started BMX. What's going on? My name is Greyson Roberts. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if this helps you out, hit that like button so I know to make more tutorials that aren't direct tricks, but just kind of overall BMX to help you just kind of grow faster in BMX. The whole concept of wishing I knew things right out of the gate, because I would have advanced by a matter of years. If I would have known all of the knowledge that I have now when I bought my first BMX bike, I would have probably been 4 years ahead. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've created a course on my website that will be in the description. So basically, this course is designed for this whole concept. It teaches you, obviously, it's 45 minutes long, first of all, so it's much more in-depth, and I talk about way more things than that, but it's everything that you need to know to start BMX. It's called the Beginner's Guide to BMX. So I believe it's $7. Click the link in the description. If you're on the fence about it, at least click the link so that way you can read the full description of it. It kind of gives a little overview, and then if not, you know, skip your McDonald's that day. Don't get lunch from McDonald's. And get the course. So just kind of, I have a whiteboard right here, and I kind of just wrote down a couple notes. Off of that, I'm just going to kind of basically tell you just the things that I wish I would have known that would have helped me much quicker. So the first thing off the bat is what I see a lot of people do is they will just buy a bike. Now, okay, you can buy a super cheap bike just to get into it, start practicing, and upgrade along the way, or you can just kind of save up a little bit and maybe get like a $500 complete. Now, I believe Cooper, one of my roommates' brother, he just bought a $600 bike. So before he did that, he bought a $400 Sunday. It went to shit on him. He tried upgrading it, but it just wasn't worth it. Everything was going bad on it. So now he's having to buy a new bike, a $600 bike, and now this bike's gonna hold up. So he got this one, and he thought it was just like, oh, you know, I'm a beginner, I'm just gonna get this bike. But then as he started progressing, he destroyed things, and it just got too expensive to keep up with when really everything needed an upgrade. So go ahead, and my first bit of advice is just save up for a more mid-range bike. Don't get a super cheap one, and it depends on your financial state, but you know, there's definitely ways of making money, even if you're a kid. There's so much money going around in this world that you just got to take a little piece of that pie and save up for a decent bike. Now, the bike I ride is about $2,000. You don't need to go there. I mean, anywhere from the $450 to $500, that'd be my lowest recommendation in pricing, if that's possible for you. So kind of invest in a good bike, because once you do that, you're not going to have to upgrade. You're not going to have to get all these parts because the stock ones are destroying or whatever. You're going to save money because they're going to have obviously more aftermarket quality parts that are going to have way more life in them. Bro, it's so fucking hot, dude.
It's so hot, bro.
Holy shit. That one?
Yeah.
Well, I turned it off for the audio. That's why it's so fucking hot in here. The kind of in the same thing, do not buy parts unless you absolutely need it. So what I used to do when I first started BMX is, first of all, I got just a entry-level piece of crap. It was like a $200 Verde Complete. I bought that. Sure enough, I started breaking parts. Before I actually got the breaking parts, I was obsessed with modifying it, changing the colors, changing the looks, making it just look cooler, but not really upgrading, if that makes sense. So I wasted probably hundreds of dollars, and you know, that's a lot of lawns mowed, that's a lot of chores done, because I believe I was in junior high, so I would have been like 13 years old, 14 years old, and just wasting all this money on, I got a fucking purple chain, bro, I got bright yellow grips, I got white wall tires, yo, nobody gives a fuck about that. So I don't recommend buying parts unless you absolutely need it, or if you just have the budget and don't give a damn. But this kind of goes, again, along with that is, so instead of kind of spending these monies on these unnecessary parts, save for the ones you need, but maybe put away like $50 a month, $20 a month, maybe even $10 a month. So that way, 6 months down the road, when this nicer bike, maybe, I don't know, the pedals break, and it's 6 months down the road, you're gonna have 60 bucks, even if you just save $10 a month, you can buy some new pedals. And then let's say, I don't know, 6 months down the road, your bars break. You're gonna be able to afford to buy brand new bars if you put away just $10 a month, and in 6 months, probably about the time that you're gonna need to replace at least something, depending on the rider. It could last you a lifetime without having to do it. My last bike, that bike I rode for, I think, 3 years, and I only had to replace one pair of bars. and maybe one hub. That's it, besides from like grips and pedals. That's all I had to replace, and I mean, it's not that much better. That bike wasn't that much better than what you could get for $500-600 complete from Sunday. Invest in a good bike and save a little. You know, even if you got to save an extra year, you got your whole life to ride bikes, man. Just ride your buddies. Just save up for a good bike. It save you the headache, save you the hassle. It's the smart thing to do, and then don't go waste money on parts. And instead of doing that, put just a little bit of money away each month, and then that way you're gonna completely have a budget. You're gonna fulfill whatever bike breaking needs you're gonna have. I really, really wish I'd have known that, because I've been in positions where I've spent so much money on parts, I didn't have enough money to get into the skate park, or I didn't have enough money to go buy a tube when I popped a tube. You know what I mean? So definitely be wise with your decisions. Don't just go crazy if you got a ton of tooth fairy money or what. Even if you're 30 years old and you're watching this, you got a 250. Bro, I am vlogging.
So everybody listening, so like my grandpa like passed away recently, and he was cremated, and we
All right, peace, bro. Thanks for the update. I'm gonna link his channel in the description below. First of all, I don't know really what the fuck that was about, but I'm gonna link his channel down below. Go subscribe to Cooper. I'm actually having a giveaway. Watch yesterday's or last upload, and you can get the details on the giveaway because it's still happening. Anyway, where the fuck was I? You where I was? You weren't listening. Okay, oh, I was talking about saving money for BMX. I was going on too much of a ramble about that anyway. The second big point that I have that I wish I understood, this is kind of just something mentally that you have to understand, is your bike is an object. It's like a maximum 30-pound piece of metal. So I don't know if you've ever lifted 30 pounds. That is super light. Now, it may seem kind of heavy when you lift the bike with one hand because it's awkward in the weight distribution, but it's really not heavy, and it's a piece of machine. So there's absolutely no excuses. I've heard people like, oh, my bike is, the geometry's off, the bike's too heavy, I'm too fat. There's absolutely no excuses. Watch this. I'm gonna do it in the background. So if you could have a 30-pound dumbbell in your hand, which is not heavy, and then go like this, you can fucking 180. I don't want to hear any excuses. One thing that I used to blame was like, oh, my top tube is too short to throw bar spins. It hits my knees. Well, now I'm more experienced. I'm doing bar spins on Barbie bikes like it's nothing. You know what I mean? So like, there's just, I don't know why I'm talking to you, bro. You're on your phone.
You're supposed to talk to your
I know, yeah. So it like really, really doesn't matter what shape you are in your bike. As long as it rolls, you're set. So that's just one thing that I mentally wish I knew. So maybe you're at home, maybe you're a little overweight, maybe you got kind of a shitty bike, and you're like, man, I can't ride BMX, I can't afford a new one, I don't want to go on a diet, chicken nuggets are flame. Oh, true, yeah, we do have a buddy who's like 300 pounds, and he like was doing 360s and stuff, like he shreds. But yeah, no, I can very, very easily see how that's kind of the mentality that you might have, because that's what I used to have. And luckily later in life when I got better and I realized like I can still do all this stuff on another bike, it's all about skill level and experience, not about what you ride, who you are, what you look like, anything like that. It's all about just doing the tricks and understanding that it's possible and it's just a little piece of machinery. The second you understand that you control the bike doesn't control you, you will go way farther in learning tricks. I hope that makes sense. So I watch X Games and stuff, and like I watch these professional BMX riders, and I see them do these tricks. And like I used to think, wow, that's so good, I could never do that. Now I'm thinking like, wow, how can I do that? And the point is, everything is possible. For you personally, there is no tricks off the table. So let's say you can't bar spin. You can bar spin. If it's possible, if someone out there has done it, it's obviously doable. Now maybe you can't go out in 360 bar spin first try because you don't have the bar spin down yet, but you see what I'm saying. So now my mentality is when I see a crazy edit, someone do a crazy trick, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I think, how can I do that? Like, what are the tricks that I have to learn that are prerequisites for actually landing that line or that trick or whatever it is? So just know everything is possible, and you can land whatever you want because, like I said, the bike is just a little machine that you control. So you can do it. I mean, if you look at it, people are doing these crazy 360 backflip whips. They're just, little pull back. Their arms are only moving that much. It's nothing crazy. It's just you have to know how to do it, work up to it, and understand that it is possible. And another thing is, you don't be afraid to wear pads. If you're learning tricks, going from knee pads, shin pads, ankle pads, elbow pads, spoggles, helmet, all that stuff, huh?
Chest pad.
Chest pad, is that a thing? So don't be afraid to pad up, because honestly, every time I padded up, that's how I learned bar spins. My confidence went through the roof because I knew I'm like Iron Man, I'm indestructible with these pads on. I was just tossing them left and right, and what do you know, one day I landed it. Same thing with tail whip. So whenever you pad up, it's like, there's one thing learning them into a foam pit, but it's another thing if you're out like actually trying to learn a bar spin, like maybe off a curb or out of a bank or even fly out or hop. Pad up and your confidence will shoot through the roof. I promise you, don't be afraid. If you roll up to a skateboard and like, oh, pussy wearing pads, be like, well, I'm going to be the one doing a bar spin in about 10 minutes and you're not. So think like that. I've got another couple things written down on my whiteboard, but I could make a part 2. But everything that I could ever talk about would definitely be in the course. So if you just want that now instead of having to wait a month when maybe I make the other like 25% of that, go ahead and get that course. But one thing that really helped me was finding people even slightly better than me or way better than me at the skate park, preferably way better, and playing games of bike with them. I was really good friends with this guy named Chase Kaufman. He shreds, used to ride for Monster, and he was way, way better than me. I played games of bike with him every single time we rode because he would teach me to do tricks I haven't even thought of. So he's obviously super good, and I'm not that good. What are you doing? So he was obviously really good, and I'm not that good. So he knows what it's like to be in my shoes. He knows he knows what I'm capable of. So if you play games of bike with people that are just past you, they will be able to help you out and set tricks that it's in your skill range that they know you can do. You just don't know that it's possible yet. So I highly, very highly recommend playing games of bike. And that's honestly like the only reason I'm probably as good as I am now, like in the time span that I am, because I played so many games of bike with people that were way better. Because after the first one of playing someone that I knew I was never going to win, so most people are like, oh, I'm never going to win, so I don't want to play you. Once I did that and I figured that out, I played as many games of bike as I possibly can.
Oh, it smells so good out here with the grilled food.
Really?
Oh my god. It's mouth-watering, really. YouTube.
And the last recommendation I have now, like this may be you, this may not be you, but I wish I would have started a YouTube a long time ago. Like, I've had a YouTube for a little bit and I just kind of posted here and there, but I wish I started doing stuff like this right out of my career, because now Cooper, so Cooper, he's a beginner, right? He's a beginner in BMX and he's starting a YouTube channel. People eat up progression. So that means he's going to be able to document him learning to 180 all the way up to him doing 360 tail whips, and people are going to watch that growth. They're going to fall in love with it. They're going to get ate up with just watching his progression. And since he has a YouTube channel and people are watching him and holding him accountable, and he has a reason to go out and try new tricks, that is a major thing. Now maybe you don't even like making YouTube videos. Just go out and film yourself trying to learn a trick, upload it. Like, it's just motivation. Like with this camera, I'm way better than I should be just because I have to go out and get content. I don't want to do the same tricks for you guys over and over. I want to go out, I want to improve, and I want to show you guys new stuff. So it's just insanely motivational to just progress way faster. Once you have, like, let's say 13,000 people in the end of that lens, they're going to get bored if I keep doing the same stuff. I have to keep going. I hope all of this makes sense, and this video is going to get kind of long, so I'm going to wrap it up right there. Leave me a like if you'd like me to make more stuff like this, and also in the comments below what other kind of BMX related tutorial, how-to things you would like me to make. Anyway, the sun's coming out and the filter on my camera is starting to get really orange, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, pick up your merch, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Boss Squad.
I need 10 so I can look at the snakes and poses. I need 10 cause bottom head is non-disclosure. I need 10 so I can live with a peace of mind without niggas taking a piece of mine.